So you want to go on a day hike, but you have no idea where to start. Well, that's perfectly fine because I have a few tips for you to make that process that much easier. So number one is to do your research. You do not want to go out to where you're hiking and have no idea what's going on. If it's a nature center or a state park, chances are they'll have a website. You can go on the website, you can find maps, tips and tricks, see if there are any closures on the trails, see what you can do on the trails and what you can't do on the trails. Some trails will allow you to do other things, such as horseback riding or mountain biking, and you need to make sure you do your research if that's something you want to enjoy or avoid. Number two kind of goes back with doing your research. You need to check the weather before you go. I made the mistake of doing that once.
Oh jeez. It's hitting right now. We gotta go. I need to go now. Oh my god. Y'all.
And it was not fun. I had to do a little bit of impromptu trail running there. You just want to make sure that you're prepared for whatever weather you're going to weather, whether you like it or not. Number three is to tell somebody what you're doing. Do not just go out and leave without telling anybody where you're going. You need to tell somebody when you're going, when you think you'll be back, what you're doing, give them all the details. That person can be your roommate or someone else you live with or a neighbor or just anyone that you see on a regular day-to-day basis. And something that goes along with that is to never go hiking alone ever. You see stories all the time about hikers that get lost in the woods or randomly go missing, and 95% of the time they are hiking alone. So please make sure you're hiking with somebody. If you can't find anyone in your friend group that wants to hike, you can always go on your local trail association's website or Facebook page, and a lot of times you can find someone that is also looking for someone to hike with. So now we're gonna get to packing, and when you're packing, you need to remember the 10 essentials to be safe. Now you're not going to use all of these, especially if you're on a day hike, but they're great to have in case of an emergency, and you should never go on the trail without them. So number one is going to be a comfortable day pack. You do not want a cinch sack. The straps on this cinch sack will dig into your shoulders so much, and you're going to be in so much pain at the end of the day, and it's not going to be fun. What you want is something like a school bag that's going to be so much better on your shoulders, it's going to be so much more comfortable, and you're going to be able to enjoy your hike that much more. Next is you need proper footwear. Do not go out hiking in flip-flops or sandals or any sort of open-toed shoes. Do not go hiking in ballet slippers. I feel like that's a given, but I've seen it. What you want are tennis shoes or sneakers, dedicated hiking boots like I have. Of course, you can go to your local Walmart and pick up a pair of sneakers for about 10 bucks or so. That shouldn't be a problem at all. Number three of the 10 essentials is going to be a map and a compass or GPS or some sort of locating device that'll tell you where you are. As far as a map goes, 95% of the time you can go onto a website and get a map of the trail system you're on. Or you can go to the visitor center or the gatehouse of wherever you're going. If there is one, they will give you a map if you pay to get in. Otherwise, if you're going hiking in a national forest, like I go hiking on the Lone Star Trail in the Sam Houston National Forest a lot, and there is the Lone Star Trail Hiking Club, and on their website, there's a map of the entire 97-mile long trail, and you can download like parts of it and print it out, and you have exactly what you'll need for that day. The fourth essential is going to be water. You need water. There's no way around that. I don't understand why people go hiking without water. It is quite possibly one of the dumbest things you can do. But on top of that, you should always carry an extra 2 liters of water with you, as well as a way to purify the water in case you get stranded. And the same goes with our fifth essential, food. You should have a trail snack with you, like trail mix, or one thing that I really like is peanut butter tortillas, but you also want to have extra food, maybe some like more trail mix, more of those tortillas, something with a little bit of protein in it, just something to help you again if you get stranded. Up next for number 6 is you're going to want to bring rain gear or warmth gear depending on where you're hiking. We talked about checking the weather earlier. Even if there's a 1% chance of rain, you need to bring some sort of protection from the rain. Whether it be an umbrella, a poncho, something, because you do not want to get stranded out in the rain. Just trust me. For number 7, you're going to want some, general safety items. Number 1 is going to be a headlamp in case you get lost when night falls. And with the headlamp, you're going to want to try and find one that has a flashing function so that you can get people's attention easier. You're going to want to get a fire starter, and you're going to want to get a whistle. Those are just some things that will keep you safe in case you get stranded in the wilderness. Number 8, you're going to need a first aid kit. Now for this, you don't need to go out and buy some big extravagant first aid kit, but what you can do is just get a Ziploc bag, get like a travel size thing of isopropyl alcohol, get some Band-Aids, some gauze, just a little bit, just in case you get like a little nick or scratch. In addition to that, for the more experienced hikers out there, I would recommend taking a wilderness first aid class and becoming a wilderness first responder. And that's something that you can do to make yourself feel more safe and make others around you feel more safe and maybe save a life one day. All right, number 9 on this list is going to be some sort of knife or multi-tool, something that can be used for basically anything. And lastly, you're going to want some sort of sun protection. I recommend both having sunglasses and sunscreen. You can also wear a sun hat. That's pretty much self-explanatory as to why. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. I'll try to get back to everyone as much as I can.